Hi everyone, my name is Becca Stoddard, and this is my Global Leadership Project. I chose Poland as my country. I hope you enjoy. Congratulations on your new role. I can't believe it. A job of a lifetime. Going to Poland. Congratulations. Before you start your new position, leading our section in Poland, you should probably know a couple things about Poland. First off, the capital of Poland is Warsaw. Poland is located in Central Europe and has a population of over 38 million people. The climate can be somewhat cold and cloudy with mild summers that can have frequent rain and storms. The winters are moderately severe. Pole business people will initially take a formal approach to business, and you'll notice that handshakes are often quite firm and eye contact is very important. Address people by their honorific title, meaning pan for man and pani for women, plus their surname. You'll notice that Polish is the official language, but most Poles, however, do speak Russian, German, and English. And most business matters are often conducted in English when the participants, like you, their first language is not Polish. Many employers feel that the more languages an applicant speaks, the better. So it's helpful for those applicants to speak at least a few words in a foreign language when applying for a job. So for you, to create maybe a good impression with your new employees, try learning maybe a few words or phrases in Polish. I know from experience that's not very easy, but I also know from experience that it is appreciated by the staff. So now let's move on to how to succeed at being a leader in Poland, because after all, that's why we're sending you there. Communication is going to be an initial barrier at first, but remain calm. It's not as bad as you might imagine, and communication from a leader is very important. So here are a couple important things that pertain to communicating as a leader in Poland. I would ask that you avoid emailing and instant messaging your team members, at least at first. Try to have as many face-to-face conversations as possible, because this is important to them. It builds relationships, you'll remember names better, and like I said, it's just important to your staff. Always explain any rules or project parameters before you assign a task and remind them that you're there to help. Explain the why and the risks and be as open and transparent as possible. Once again, that's greatly appreciated by your staff. Make decisions with your team members and sincerely ask for their input. And then don't hesitate to ask questions. Generally speaking, Poles do judge others by their personal qualities, so just remain calm and do what you need to do and you'll be fine. Honesty is highly valued in Poland, and Poles are also known to say what they're thinking. So don't be taken back by that. Don't take it personally if someone comes off a little harsh or rough around the edges. It's just them saying what they're thinking. And then for newly established and more formal relationships, like the ones that you're going to be building and dealing with over there, a great deal of emphasis is put on diplomacy. So, being an ethical leader in Poland means to be honest and straightforward, which Poles are and they will appreciate. But you also need to show courage for what is right. One small concern I have is that bribery can be commonplace on the smaller scale over there, where a few thousand zloty will change hands to cut red tape in government offices and smooth over procedures for licensing and contract procurement. We just want you to do what you know is right. Moving on to another leadership principle, is your attitude. Your attitude is so very important. An optimistic attitude is often considered a key to being a successful and effective leader. Your job will be challenging, but keeping a positive attitude will not only impact your employees, it will impact you. On this slide, you'll notice two leadership quotes, and these are ones that I have on my desk, and I wanted to share them with you. The first one says that leadership is not a position or a title, it is an action and an example. And then the last one says attitude reflects leadership. So I just want you to remember that we're not giving you this position or this title just because of that. You set a good example. I've always set a good example. You have leadership skills that we know that will help you succeed over there. So we just need you to have a positive attitude and you will be fine. So when you do start working with your Polish team, don't be surprised if you receive a cold reception. Don't take it personally. However, Poles are very warm and generous once they get to know you. Keeping a positive attitude, again, will help break that initial icy stage. Making sure that you go around and you see your staff and your staff sees you, and they know that you are available with a good attitude is just as important as honesty. Probably for me, one of the most important leadership principles is for you to remember as you embark on your journey is emotional intelligence. And because you're working in a new country, you have to be sure to remember your cultural intelligence as well. Poles are much more reserved than you may be used to here in the States, so remembering to kind of keep your emotions in check is a huge piece. A component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, and this just means that you have the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. Another important component is self-management. This is the ability to control disruptive or unproductive or harmful emotions. So loudness or obvious displays of anger or frustration, such as hitting the table or punching your keyboard, it's not going to solve anything, and it's going to cost you the respect of your team. So just like that would not be okay in the US, it is not okay in Poland. It's seen as disrespectful and rude. You have to remember that you are their leader and that you're representing our country. And you're representing our company. So go over there and build relationships and practice empathy and keep your emotions in check. Building personal relationships, though, is going to be essential for successful business dealings, especially if we're looking for a long-term business relationship, which we are. When you do start working over there, you need to know that most leaders will wear formal clothing, meaning that you'll notice the men are going to be wearing dark-colored suits with a jacket and a tie, and the women will wear suits with either trousers or a skirt. During normal office hours, the dress code might be a little bit less formal or a little bit more relaxed, but you should still maintain a smart appearance. First impressions are always very important in their business community. So, because I know that you're not always going to be in the office, I want to offer you a little bit of social advice. If someone asks you over for dinner at their house, just make sure that you try a bit of everything. Don't be rude, and it's actually polite over there to take seconds. They will probably offer you a toast, and toasts are only made with hard liquor, generally vodka, and is served in small glasses so you can swallow them in one gulp, otherwise known as a shot. You should reciprocate with your own toast or shot later in the meal. Another important tip is if you are invited over someone's house, don't ask to be shown around their house. It's considered rude or sneaky to want to look around somebody's house, so just follow their lead, go where they go. Another important thing is that you'll probably be asked to take off your shoes, and if you're not asked to take off your shoes, look around and see what the other people are wearing or not wearing. No shoes, you take yours off as well. So finally, I just want to let you know how proud we are of you. I'm of Polish descent as well, and I just wanted to make sure that I shared a couple of these important tips with you that you might find helpful. A couple other things I need to mention is that the normal working hours over there are from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekdays and then 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Employees are allowed a 15-minute break if they're working more than 6 hours a day. A woman's surname is different, so if you are working with a gentleman and you approach him, his name is Mr. Brzezinski, then his wife would be introduced as Mrs. Brzezinska. And then lastly, being punctual is very, very important to the Polish community. So arriving early or at least on time for a meeting is crucial in keeping these relationships going. So finally, now is your time to shine. We're here to support you, and hopefully with these tips, you'll not only succeed, but you soar. Good luck!